Hello, hello. Thanks for tuning in. My name's Aaliyah, and this is a video that I made. I'm redoing the audio for this because the original one, not that it really matters, but I did it in my car, and it was just, like, the noise was weird, and I don't know, I listened back, and it was just weird. But this video is, it's kind of hard to see the details of what I'm drawing. But right now I'm doing I'm roughly outlining a comic strip template on this big Sketchpad page. So I got the inspiration to draw this when I was driving home from work one night. And I had recently gone through a breakup, and, if you've ever been through loss or experienced grief, maybe you can relate to this experience, but there's something about, being stripped down to your core once your external circumstances change in a way that render parts of your identity and habits that you've cultivated over however long. Once those things change and shift around, you're kind of left with the old energy and impulses and emotion that you used to act on in certain ways specific to how your life used to look. And then when it changed, you no longer had those things to pour yourself into in the same way. So I don't even remember. Let's see, maybe by talking this out loud I can remember specifically. At the bottom of the page right now I'm writing, I think I actually have it right in front of me, The Soul of a Leaf. I'm actually recording this audio as I'm watching the video itself play back. But yeah, so I wrote The Soul of a Leaf, and yeah, I think I was just having I was experiencing grief, and it was so intense and deep that I was kind of observing myself experiencing the grief from outside of myself. And I was just observing myself as a person experiencing grief and experiencing it through whatever particular circumstances that I was experiencing, and how I was just kind of noticing that, and the grief and the intensity of the emotion made me almost feel in awe of the fact that I was capable of experiencing whatever I was experiencing, and there's something about emotion and actually feeling what it means to be alive that's it's stunning. It's stunning in every sense in the deepest sense of the word. It kind of stuns. It can stun a person and just make you step back and look and just go, oh my God, wow. Anyway, so I was kind of having a moment like that in the car on my way home, and looking at myself living this life that I was living. And I was thinking about the concept of incarnating on Earth and experiencing specific experiences, or a specific set of experiences throughout the course of a lifetime. And I don't know if it's an artist thing it's a human thing. And that is to relate to stories or archetypes in life. And so I was kind of in my head thinking or imagining what archetype or what story could I relate this very profound experience that I'm feeling right now to. And I just had the inspiration of the soul of a leaf, or of a leaf, and how there are probably more than billions of leaves on the planet, on the earth, and God knows in the universe. I don't doubt that there's more leaves in the universe than the leaves that are here on Earth right now. And not to mention all the leaves that have lived and died in the past and will live and die in the future. But anyway, I was thinking about all these different leaves that exist. You know, leaves are abundant, just like humans. and every leaf, like from leaf to leaf, the experience of being a leaf can be so different from leaf to leaf. So I imagined, I kind of started to tell myself a story out loud of this one leaf. And like, I was imagining, like, imagine there's a grocery store in the ether, in the place where it's not the physical realm, but it's the realm where souls and stories and emotions and experiences all hang out, but they're not taking on the form, they're not taking on physical forms the way that we know them on Earth. And in this place, there are certain events or experiences that are waiting to be incarnated through different embodiments. For example, like the soul of a leaf who wants to experience being an oak tree, or a leaf on an oak tree, and this particular leaf is destined to get eaten by a caterpillar and then shrivel up and fall to the earth and get walked on by a moose or a deer. And it's like, I was just thinking of this concept that somewhere in the ether or heaven or wherever, like beyond the physical 3D realm, there are just bunches of experiences or souls or incarnations waiting to be embodied. And I was imagining, because the grief was so deep and powerful, it kind of gave me a glimpse into these realms beyond my physical body, because that's what intense experiences do. I think they kind of have a way of giving a person access to, you know, realms beyond the body and beyond knowledge and beyond what's tangible. That's the thing about emotion, I think, and that's a gift of being able to express myself with visual art. It's a way to honor those visions and those realms and those feelings, and it's a place for me to pour that intense emotion. So yeah, I was thinking about the concept of like a realm where experiences exist before they are cast down onto this physical earth to become an experience, like incarnate. And I was thinking of my own life and how, like, wow, at one point, whatever I am, however far my identity spans beyond my body and my life and my birth and death, like that part of me existed at one point, and I am currently experiencing the part where that part of me is going through a breakup. And I've gone through breakups before, but there was something about this moment that just kind of made me remember or imagine that concept. And because I wanted comfort and I wanted to tell the story and I wanted something to mirror and reflect my emotion and to ground it as well, I kind of came up with this story, this visual story of a leaf, the soul of a leaf incarnating, and each panel is a different moment in time of the journey of the soul of this leaf. And so, yeah, that's really what this piece is about. And yeah, so this particular leaf, the first panel that I drew, I'm sitting in front of my computer recording this audio as I watch the video on my computer play as I shared. And to the right of me on my desk, I have the sketch pad with all the panels. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's in each of them. If you still want to listen, or if not, you can mute this and just enjoy the rest of the drawing process. But don't do that. Let me tell you about it. Keep your ears open. So the first panel I have is, it's kind of hard to see, and I think I showed a little bit at the end of the video. But yeah, the first panel is, I've got like a sun, and there are these like waves of ether, these cosmic watercolory waves of just space kind of flooding the scene. And from that space comes a leaf, and the leaf is like falling through the sky, and the cosmic space juice like ushers this leaf into its like incarnation, into its experience of being a leaf. And then in the third panel, it is on the tree and it's living, and the cosmic space dust kind of starts to fade away. And the fourth panel, the stem of the leaf starts to kind of shake, and it starts to crack and fall away. On the fifth panel, which is the first one in the second row, it's a close-up of the tree trunk and the leaf stem snapping. And then on the sixth panel, the leaf is shown to fall down from the sky, and there's like wind whooshing around it, and then the cosmic space juice comes back, and it's like this swirling moment of like transition. And then there's a snapshot of the leaf on the ground with the body of a deer just standing, and it's that leaf, but there's other leaves on the ground as well. And then there's a close-up of the two front hooves of the deer, and one of them is stepping on the leaf. And then the bottom left slide, the ninth slide, is a snapshot of the deer's hoof right in front of the leaf as it stepped off of the leaf, and now the leaf is just crumbled in pieces. And then the 10th is wind, little wind swirls at the top of the slide, and the little leaf crumbles just kind of blowing away on the ground. And then the 11th slide is more wind, less leaf crumbles, more sparse, and then the cosmic juice kind of comes back and starts to swirl up in the plane. If you pause it, you could kind of zoom in and look at what I'm talking about. And then the very last slide is just space juice. So there we go. That's the cosmic space juice I was talking about. And then the leaf coming into existence and the cosmic space juice ushering it into its incarnation of being on a tree. And as soon as it's born, it dies. I mean, it lives a life, but I didn't really include much of its life. It breaks and then falls, and the space juice kind of comes to remind you of the ephemeral nature of things. And this is the deer stepping on the leaf, and the leaf all crumpled when the deer leaves, and the wind and the leaves and space juice coming back, and there we go. And that is the soul of a leaf. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is a glimpse of my little workspace. I'm actually sitting on the chair and I'm looking at my laptop in the same exact position as what you see right now. So if you like this video, please give it a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Every other YouTuber says to turn your notification bell on, so I'm gonna say that as well. Turn your notification bell on to stay updated on new videos that I post. I've got more things in the works, more things coming, a lot of kind of experimental, ambient, B-roll film, short film things that I want to share, more art processes I want to share. Art processes, sorry, that came out of my mouth a little weird. But yeah, this is this. If you like my art, feel free to give me a follow on Instagram. I'll post the links in the bio. My art IG with visual art is the.funk. So it's the, and then a period, and then funk, Funk. That's my visual art. And then my main with some different kinds of visual art, like makeup looks and costume and writing and things like that, can be found on my, on Rustic Peach. Rustic Peach is my main one. In the background, I don't know if you see in the upper right corner there's a little piece I'm working on that I'll share soon. But that was that. Thanks for coming, tuning in, and see you next time.